Lou here. For those who are new here, I did a video a while ago talking about bad English dubs, and I received a lot of comments on that one for doing a good English dubs video, so here we are. This is a video about the best English dubs in anime. Now, the only disclaimer I'm gonna give is that to me, a good English dub has to have three things: good acting, good scripting, and good lip syncing. All this together is not easy. You could have the Citizen Kane of English dub voice acting, and it's still gonna suck if watching it makes you think you're watching an out of sync copy or the script is extremely inaccurate. That's why I took my time and carefully looked at each anime I put on this list to make sure they were very well acted, well edited, and well scripted as accurately to the source material as humanly possible. With that explanation out the way, let's start. Cowboy Bebop. Starting off with one of the most famous English dubs in all of anime, to a point where everyone and their mother recommends the dub over the original. Despite a lot of voice actors here being very new to their line of work at the time Cowboy Bebop was made, especially Steve Blum, they all put their A game into this dub. The scripting is practically like someone reading the subtitles to you from the accuracy, with very minimal changes that are more to structure the sentence, since direct translations of anime are obviously a little stiff given the cultural differences between US speech patterns and Japanese speech patterns. Steve Blum as Spike Spiegel is a perfect choice with how he captures Spike's laid-back but gruff attitude. Wendy Lee did an incredible job as the carefree Faye, Beau Billingsley did an incredible job as Jet, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn as Julia was absolute perfection. And Melissa Fawn as Ed was such a perfect choice that I honestly was shocked at how perfect she was hearing her first do Ed's lines. Overall, I can see why Cowboy Bebop is on everyone's favorite dub list. Cowboy Bebop is already an incredible slice-of-life sci-fi action anime, and having this amazing English dub on top of it makes the dub even more enjoyable. Yes, I'm calling Cowboy Bebop a slice of life solely because Cowboy Bebop follows the same storytelling patterns as a slice of life. Demon Slayer. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna raise their eyebrows to this one. Why is Demon Slayer on here? Especially when, to many, this dub is considered average because of the high emotions of the original voice acting. However, I'm gonna counter-argue that statement entirely when Bryce Papenbrook, Alex Lee, and the late Billy Kometz gave incredible performances. From Alex Lee giving it his all when voice acting Zenitsu's emotional outbursts, Bryce Papenbrook clearly having way too much fun voice acting Inosuke. The dub, you can tell, has a lot of voice actors who deeply enjoyed the characters they were voicing, and a lot of them put their heart into the role. To me, the moment that made Demon Slayer one of the most solid English dubs I've ever seen in modern anime was the late Billy Kometz as Rui. When I had watched the entire Spider Family Demon arc, I was completely blown away by the level of talent Billy had in that role and the literal chills he gave me with the acting he had. Safe to say, I was absolutely devastated when shortly after I had seen the Spider Family Demon arc, I saw news that Billy had passed away. Not only was he a very kind man, but an extremely talented voice actor, so it's sad to see that this was one of his last roles. Overall, I personally think the Demon Slayer dub is absolutely incredible, with a lot of heart put into it compared to what other dub companies probably would have done with dubbing Demon Slayer. Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. When people used to tell me Johnny Young Bosch was this amazing 10 out of 10 voice actor who needs to win an Oscar or something, at first I was a little confused by that statement when all I had ever seen of his role was Makoto from Free. However, what made me absolutely agree with everyone was Johnny Young Bosch as Lelouch v. Britannia. When I tell you he gave 110% to that role of Lelouch, he absolutely gave 110%. He mastered the commanding presence Lelouch carries, as well as the shy and calm personality he has at school. Not to mention Yuri Lowenthal as the way too chivalrous Suzaku. Seriously, this dub is so good that I'm honestly surprised more people don't talk about it on Amazing Dubs, especially when there's quite a few legends in the voice acting world here, like Crispin Freeman, Steve Blum, Liam O'Brien, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. Not just the voice acting is amazing, but the scripting is extremely on point from my personal perception of the translated text. Especially when you know this is an early 2000s Funimation dub, and if you were around at the time of Ouran and Fruits Basket, you'll know that back then Funimation did have a habit of changing the text to suit American palates. Either way, like, Code Geass is an incredible English dub and one of my favorite anime, so I highly recommend this one. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. For as much as I didn't want to put it here due to a certain controversial voice actor in it, I can't sit here and say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's English dub isn't fucking incredible. While I personally didn't think Maxie Whitehead was a super good choice for Alphonse solely because I didn't think she sounded like a young boy all the way, her performance as Alphonse was incredible. Not to mention Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, Troy Baker, and several other voice actors genuinely gave it their all in their performance. You can't sit here and tell me Laura's performance as Lust when Roy was repeatedly burning her alive wasn't fucking incredible, or Maze Hugh's funeral where we all cried like a bitch. Although I personally have my own opinions on Vic Mignogna due to several people I've known who met him or encountered him at conventions, the man is incredibly talented and his performance as Edward Elric is honestly his magnum opus performance. Yes, I know he's had just as iconic roles such as Tamaki Suo, Rin Matsuoka, Broly, and Rohan Kishibe, but you can't sit here and say his performance at Edward wasn't just as good, if not a little better than Romy Park herself. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Vic as a person, but the man is extremely talented and I can't deny that. Overall, the English dub for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is really fucking good, and honestly, no wonder every generic top 10 best English dubs list puts it at number 1 every single damn time. Record of Ragnarok. Now this is a pretty new anime, so it's weird to have it on a best English dubs list, but damn, this English dub has a lot of talent in it, and it shows. I've seen some people argue the English dub isn't as good because of the unnecessary cursing from Brunhilde when she's in a more aggressive personality mode, but I liked it personally. From Jonas Scott as Adam, legendary voice actor Keon Young as Kojiro Sasaki, Chris Edgerly as Zeus, and so many more very famous and talented voice actors in this. Like, I know a lot of people didn't necessarily like the anime adaptation of Record of Ragnarok for its less than stellar animation towards the end and heavy reliance on CGI, but damn, you can't sit here and say that this English dub is bad when each performance was honestly incredible. Also, if you guys want a full review for Record of Ragnarok, feel free to leave it down below and ask about it because I'd love to do a review for you guys. For now though, please give Record of Ragnarok a chance solely for this English dub. Before we get to the finale, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. Skate the Infinity. Okay, so accuracy-wise, the script is poorly accurate and did the opposite of the free English dub, where instead of every yaoi fanservice dialogue being a no homo moment, the dub went full homo and hinted at several characters having romantic feelings for each other, and the infamous bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes moment, which was completely unscripted. I, for one, didn't mind this change when we all know Skate the Infinity is Yuri on Ice of skateboarding. Also because I heavily ship Inosuke and Tadashi, and we all know their canon anyway, but the only thing I didn't like was the way the team handled Inosuke as a character in interviews, which was basically ignoring his entire existence and shoving Cherry and Joe down everyone's throats. Don't get me wrong, I love Matcha Blossom as much as the next guy, but all that fan service felt like it was teetering on toxic fandom culture, but that's just me. Overall, I really did like the Skate dub, especially David Wald as Adam, which was just amazing. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. JoJo's as a whole has some slightly mixed English dub, but I personally like them. Yes, Johnny Young Bosch's British accent for Jonathan was terrible, Benjamin Diskin sounded more like a flamboyant Nigel Uno than Joseph Joestar, Bryce Papenbrook as Caesar felt like a parody, and Kyle Hebert as Noriaki Kakyoin was fucking awful. But I still really enjoyed this dub. especially Matthew Mercer as Jotaro Kujo, the late Billy Kometz as Josuke Higashikata, Philip Raish as Giorno Giovanna, and Patrick Seitz as Dio Brando. Not to mention the accuracy, since I felt like if any other studio had dubbed JoJo's, something tells me this would have gotten a lot of ad-lib dialogue that doesn't even make any sense for the characters, especially Polnareff. Now to the grand finale of this video that's super fucking obvious, but we all know it has to be mentioned anyway. Death Note. I know every Watch Mojo video on this planet has found a way to talk about how incredible the Death Note dub is. Even people who know nothing about Death Note aside from memes know how damn good this English dub is. Damn it, I'm here to talk about it because I fucking love this English dub more than I love the original voice acting. Brad Swale as Light Yagami did an absolute perfection level of performance for everyone's favorite sociopath, because he perfectly balanced Light being fucking insane and disturbingly calm at the same time. I mean, you can't sit here, watch the Kira confession scene where he's laughing like an absolute maniac and tell me he did a bad job, because fuck, that dude was perfect at being both unusually calm and completely unhinged, which is kind of weird in this case because I actually went back and listened to his older voice acting roles prior to Light, and wow, improvement from his Mobile Suit Gundam days is an understatement here. Then we have Alessandro Giuliano, who although did voice acting for American cartoons like My Scene, Bionicle, and Barbie films, his performance as L was on a whole other level. I used to watch interviews about the production of the Death Note English dub, and it was fascinating to hear how easily Alessandro understood L's mannerisms and character when, like, an entire Netflix film studio seemed to not understand L's character. Finally is Brian Drummond as Ryuk, which I thought was fucking incredible. I loved his performance as Ryuk, and fun fact, he actually did eat apples during English dub recordings when Ryuk was shown eating an apple in scenes, so that was actually pretty cool since most voice actors in eating scenes don't try to go for the actual food the character was eating. From watching interviews, you can really tell the dub team wanted to get everything right about this English dub for Death Note, and I really appreciate that level of need to respect the original source material. Most English dubs around the time of Death Note's release didn't really want to give a fuck and just made cheap English dubs just to package with the DVD sales in the US. I mean, that's how you get mediocre English dubs like Vampire Knight, Nana, Naruto, and a lot of other anime from around this time. Overall though, Death Note is my favorite English dub and one of my favorite anime ever made. If you haven't seen Death Note, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, because this is a fucking incredible crime drama thriller thing and is a classic in the world of anime. That just wraps up this video though. What did you guys think? I know I put a lot of obvious choices here, but that's because I really wanted to highlight these English dubs still, and these dubs are just really iconic, so I had to put them here. Are you guys a big fan of the English dubs here? Were there any I missed? As always, let me know down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. If any of you would like to help support my channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description, along with all of my social media. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas, or maybe just want to talk about anime or something, I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!